Alright, what's going on, guys? We're here with a new type of video. We're gonna do a one of these tier lists. Now, I see these all over YouTube and never really thought of doing one myself until recently. There's been a lot of TikToks, stuff like that, of epic rap battles of history, and it's like, you know, having its own renaissance. So I decided I wanted to make a tier list of it, and I found one. So we're gonna get started. So this is John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. This is the first one they ever made, so the actual video quality isn't their best, obviously. But I think as far as what I like about them, I think that this one is more towards like a B tier one, because they don't really have that many lines, and it's not as thought out as some of the other ones. So I think it's a B tier. I think that's a pretty good. I would go between like low B and C compared to the other ones. Now the second one is Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. Now this one, I think the first one is very good. I would put it in A, because they just went all out on it, and I feel like the ones that are the best are the ones where there's a lot of back and forth, and it's not just each person gets, you know, one verse or 1.5 verses and they're kind of done. So I think this one's really good because they go back and forth. It's also a really good matchup because they're basically the same, but obviously one's real and one's not. So I think that one's really good. Abraham Lincoln versus Chuck Norris is the next one. I would put this one honestly I'd probably put it in C, because I think Abraham Lincoln's verses are good, but Chuck Norris, his verses are mostly, if you've heard it, they're just like Chuck Norris memes, I guess is what I would say. So I don't think they're really like, they're not super profound, I guess would be the word I would want to use. They're just not really thought out. They just kind of went that route with it, and I don't really like it. The Sarah Palin versus Lady Gaga. I don't like this one at all. I think it's one of the worst ones. At this point, I don't know why. If you're gonna have a girl, just make them both girls. I think at this point they still thought they should be in it, and it's just not necessary. I didn't like his portrayal, I guess, of Lady Gaga. I just didn't think it was that good. I don't know. I thought, and also it's like the punchlines weren't that good in that one. I just didn't really like it. Yeah, so this one's Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man, or Hulk Hogan and Macho Man versus Kim Jong-un. Okay. Didn't think it was that good. I thought it was better than the Sarah Palin versus Lady Gaga one, but I didn't think it was that good. I don't know. I didn't really like the verses, that's all. Now, Beethoven versus Justin Bieber. I think the only reason I would keep this one in B over A is I get what they were going for with Justin Bieber's voice, but he's just very whiny sounding, and it's weird for a guy that his age to be portraying a young Justin Bieber. But it's still pretty good. It has a really good line about like about Kim Kardashian. It's super funny. Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking. I would put it above. I would put it in C tier, but above Abraham Lincoln. I don't really like Stephen Hawking, or I like Stephen Hawking's verse, and they used obviously his voice. Yeah, I think Stephen Hawking was good, but I think Albert Einstein, he makes way too many jokes about just the fact that Stephen Hawking can't stand, or like that he's in a chair, instead of coming at like some of the other stuff I feel like he could have said more about the scientific aspect than anything else. That's all. It's just a tiny criticism, but I feel like that makes it I feel like that just makes it not as good. The Genghis Khan one, now this one I believe is one of the worst ones, and you can tell even when watching it that they didn't really want to make it, and I just feel, or at least I just felt like it's not, I don't know, it's just not, it doesn't seem like they wanted to do it. The verses aren't that good, and I don't think the two people, like Genghis Khan versus the Easter Bunny, it doesn't even really make any sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else I can really say about that one. Now this is Napoleon Bonaparte versus Napoleon Dynamite. I feel like this one's good. This one's definitely good. It's definitely over, I'd put it over that. I'd put it like top of the B tier. It's not one of the best ones, but the two go back at it, or back and forth very heavily, and I feel like both verses are, all the verses are good. All right, next one is Billy Mays versus Ben Franklin. I feel this one is in A tier. This one's very good, and this is one of the first ones where they really had like a third guy come in and have an extra verse that like isn't in the title. So, and I feel like that was a huge step up and really awesome. I felt like they went back and forth really good, and then the Sham Wow guy comes in. Even though obviously stuff happened with that guy, so. But I feel the verses were very good, and the video is super funny too. All right, next one is Dumbledore versus Gandalf. I think this one's also very good. I think it's like, I put it like right there in B. I think B is a good. B is good. C and D are bad, but I think B is like the mid-level to good, and then obviously A, and then S tier is the best. You know how tier lists work, but that's just my thoughts on it. That B aren't bad, they're just not the best. Dr. Seuss versus Shakespeare. This one is also very good. I'd probably put it above. Yeah, I'd probably put it right there. The two go back and forth pretty good. I don't really like, actually, I don't know. I might change it. I really don't like the thing 1 and 2 parts, so I'd probably put it lower. I probably would put it in B. I'd probably put it right here, because I think this is like one of the best of B. And I think it's under there. It's good. I don't really like the thing 1 and 2. I don't really like how they sound, and they don't really like, I don't know. I just don't really like their verse. All right, Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers. I think this one is good. I think it should be an A. We go back and forth pretty well, and I think it's a good matchup, because it's like, I don't know. It's just really good, and I like how Mr. Rogers even like, cusses at the end. It just sounds funny, because if you've watched the show. Next is going to be Captain Kirk versus Christopher Columbus. I'd put this one in B. I think it's pretty funny, and they did go with like the actual Captain Kirk from Star Trek. They went with like how he speaks, which is obviously funny, and keeps it good for the source material. Obviously they're keeping it legit, but as far as the actual rap, I feel like they didn't really go well together. I just didn't like it as much, but I still thought it was good. I'd probably put it actually below. I'd probably put it below these two. I think they have better a better battle. And then this is the first Nice Peter versus Epic Lloyd. Now, I think it's really good, because obviously they go back and forth really well with each other, because obviously they have chemistry due to the fact that, they're the two people that made the entire thing. and they do take some pretty serious jabs at each other, and I think that's what it's supposed to be. So I think they're very good. All right, the second one. Now I think the second one is also. I'd probably put it. Yeah, I'd probably put it in A, just a little bit lower. I don't think it's shoot. There we go. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I think the first one's amazing. But I would definitely put it up there. Actually, I might move this one into the first one in S. I think it's that good. I think I might have to move around my list a little bit towards the end based on what I think. But anyways. Yeah, that's where I think the second one should be. The video makes it even better because they have a lot of Star Wars aspects in it, and I think that's really cool. Next is, by the way, there's a lot. I don't know how much, obviously if you're watching this video, you know about them, but there is a lot of these. Okay. Next is Leonidas versus Master Chief. Now, I would also put this one in S. This one is so good. Partially because, and you'll probably realize it as we go on, the more, I guess, nerdy the stuff is, then I usually like it more, just because I know more about it, and so obviously, like, the jokes and the punchlines hit a lot harder based on me knowing more. But I think Leonidas and Master Chief is a really good matchup for a bunch of reasons. They're, obviously both like military-esque and, kind of like just battle-hardened brutes, and it just works super well. And I thought their Master Chief costume also looked pretty good. So this next one is Mario Brothers versus the Wright Brothers. I'd probably put this one in C. I didn't really like it. Some of the group ones, they do very well, but I just didn't really like this one that much. I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it, of like why. Just didn't really like it. Now I think this one's definitely A. It's Elvis Presley versus Michael Jackson. Now it goes really well. Obviously, it's a good matchup, and Michael Jackson goes from young to old, and Elvis goes from skinnier Elvis to, obviously later in his life, he was bigger. So, that's one of their, transition ones where the people get, look different in the second half of the battle, and I think it works really well for that. And they also have some really good punchlines in there, and I like that one a lot. All right, this one, I would probably put it... I'd probably put it in D, honestly. Probably the really top of D, but I just didn't really. I'll put it in C. Put it in C, end of C, because I don't think it's terrible, but they don't really go with the best. I don't know. I don't really like how they. There's a difference between, for me anyway, there's a difference between a good jab at, a part of someone's life, and then they just kind of go overboard. I don't know. It's weird, but that's just really why I don't really like that one as much. I think they're very good lines. I just, talking about miscarriages and stuff like that. I don't know. Something about it. I just didn't really like it. Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. I think this one is very good. I'd probably put it in A. Probably put it right there. I think that's a good one. They both go back and forth at each other really good, and the matchups, obviously, the matchup is basically a representation of real life. So, because they were at least always competing, and then obviously at the end, there's a special guest, and that always works out well. All right, next is Freddie Mercury versus Frank Sinatra. Almost forgot for a second. I think this one's good. I think it's probably in B. I'd probably put it like right here, just because I like both of them a lot. So I feel I understand their their punchlines and stuff like that, and I feel like they're really good. All right, this is their first presidential one. So it's Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. I feel like it's in B, especially considering how good I feel the other ones are. I'd probably put it like right here in B. I feel like they're great, but there's just something about it that I don't really like that much. I don't like how like they turn into like first graders at the end. I understand it's supposed to be like, that politicians are like babies. I get like they were kind of making a political statement kind of at the end, and then obviously Abraham Lincoln comes in and he messes them up, and it's funny. I just, compared to how good they do the other ones, I just don't really like it as much anymore. I still think it's good though. That's why it's in B. It is Dr. Brown versus Doctor Who, or sorry, Doc Brown. I think it's okay. I don't really like it as much. I'd probably put it like right here in the middle. This kind of looks like I just really don't like this guy, but it's not. I don't really watch Doctor Who, and obviously this list is very subjective. It's, it's my opinion, but I don't really like. I never really watched the Doctor Who show, so I don't really understand it. I know like the premise obviously of the show, and I've seen Back to the Future, and I thought that was funny, but I just didn't really feel like they don't really have that good of like extended verses against each other. All right, now this next one, I used to love this one, but the more I listened to it, I liked it less and less, because Clint Eastwood is straight up racist in this. He makes a lot of racist jokes and like family death jokes that I have to put it in C. Also, they made Bruce Lee, he doesn't really have that good of a what's it called? He doesn't really have that good of lines. Like, his lines aren't thought out. They're just like kind of like one-liners kind of thing. And I just don't think that that's how it should be. That's really about it. Batman vs. Sherlock Holmes. Now, the only reason I would think to put this one in the bottom of B is because Sherlock Holmes saves this one. I'd probably put it above that one, though, just because that one's really, I don't know if I really like that one. Batman, it seems like they cared more about how he looked than his actual lines, because his lines aren't good. They aren't really like thought out that well, and they just don't really, for how much you have to deal, or like you have at your disposal to use for Batman, and you only like make little jokes, it just kind of wasn't that good. Also, didn't like Robin. I thought they made Robin like a little baby, and it was weird. All right, next one is Moses versus Santa. And this one is one of the first ones where they had like a big celebrity, because obviously it's Snoop Dogg is Moses. And it's awesome. I think it's good. I'd probably put it in B. Probably put it above these guys. So. Yeah, I'd probably put it right there. I think that's a good spot. They have really good lines. Even the elves, which kind of sound like the Thing 1 and 2 from the Dr. Seuss one. Even though they're there for a little bit. So, and I don't really like the high-pitched voices that they do sometimes. So, all right. Anyways, Adam versus Eve. Didn't really like this one. I don't know. I get what they were going for. Obviously, it's a couple. So when they argue, you expect them to talk about sex, but they were just talking about, that's all it was really about. So I just didn't really like that. And I know there's not a ton to go through with that one, but that's just how I felt. I didn't really like it as much. All right, now this one is amazing. I love this one. I'd probably put it right here. Right in like almost S, because first of all, I love Key and Peele. I think their show that they had was so funny. And Gandhi versus Martin Luther King is just a hilarious battle, because obviously both men were very basically pacifists, so it's funny to watch them rap at each other. And I thought both their verses were very like thought out and stuff, and I thought it was just good. I think that one's amazing. All right, the next one is Nikola Tesla versus Edison. I thought this one was good. I thought this one is pretty good. I think it's better than that. Probably put it better than that. Right here. Very good. They do a lot with the video, like the music video. That makes it super cool. And also, they are real life rivals, so they have a lot of actual beef to go along with their, made up beef that they have here. All right. There we go. This one is also very good. Now, the later we get, it's going to be harder and harder to put them in lower tiers, because they start getting very good at making these. I'd probably put it even above that one. And I do love epic rap battles of history, so a lot of these, it's hard for me to even put them in the lower tiers, because I know they have good ones, and like they have good lines in each of them, and I think they're all good. But I think this one's very good. It's Babe Ruth versus Armstrong, and they go back and forth pretty harshly in this one, but it's all good, like good banter, I guess is what I would say. Mozart versus Skrillex. I think this one's good. Don't think it's as good as some of these, so I think I'd put it like right here. They do really good with like the Skrillex sound effects and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. And they talk a lot of shit to each other, obviously, and it's super funny. All right, now this is the season finale for season 2, and I think this one goes in S tier. I wouldn't say it's as good as these. I wouldn't say it's better than those two, but it's definitely up there. This one is so good. Originally, it's Rasputin versus Stalin, but it turns into just anarchy after it starts, because who else shows up? Oh, I can't even remember. Yeah, this one has. So I had to look it up because I couldn't remember all of their names. But this is one of the first ones where it just has a ton of people show up. And originally it is just Rasputin versus Stalin, but then Vladimir Lenin comes in, and then Mikhail Gorbachev, who's the guy with the birthmark on his head, and then obviously Vladimir Putin is the last one. It's just very good. Obviously, they're all leaders, so they all have their own of the same place. So they're all, they just don't really. They all hate each other, and it's super funny, and they all have really good lines against each other, and like, yes. Now, this is the start of the 3rd season. I believe this is the best one because they just have so many good ones. It's going to be hard for me to even put any of them in the bad ones. All right, starting off with 3. This is Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler, the 3rd one. I think it's at the top of it. It's at the top. It's up here. It's super good. He gets cut in half at the end to signify that is the last one that they'll do. But it's still really good. I think it's I think it's super good. He makes a lot of jokes about Disney buying out Star Wars, and I think that's super funny because, like, obviously, at the time it was made, it was a big deal. And Adolf Hitler, they just do Adolf Hitler's lines so well, and I think it's super funny. All right, this next one, this is S tier. I believe it's the best one that we've had so far. Super good. Their raps against each other. They have, like, I think each of them get, I want to say 3. I think one of them might get 2, but one of them gets, I'm pretty sure one of them gets 3. They get super long, extended verses against each other, and they're so good. And they have a Assassin's Creed reference at the end, and it's just because it's sponsored, I believe. And it's just super good. It's so good. All right, this one. Now, see, I feel like this is one that they could have did the Lady Gaga versus Sarah Palin. Just have two girls. You don't need to dress up as a girl. I feel like this one was done a lot better. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's done really well for what it is. It's Miley Cyrus versus Joan of Arc. All right, Bob Ross versus Picasso. I didn't really like this one that much. I don't really feel like it's that good. I'd probably put it like right here. And the more that I think about it, I think I'm gonna move this one up to right here. Because I don't think this one's worse than these. I think it's good. All right, now this one is Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali, and I love all the ones with Key and Peele. I think they do a really great job. They have really good chemistry with each other, and I think this battle makes a lot of sense. I think it's super funny, so I think it's really good. All right, next one is the first one that Donald Trump's in. It's Donald Trump versus Ebenezer Scrooge, and in this one, Nice Peter is actually the one who plays Donald Trump, which he doesn't in the other two. I think it's good, and it has a lot of. They do the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. So the past one is J.P. Morgan, and then the present one is Kanye, and then the future one is just like the future one in the movie where it's like basically the Grim Reaper. And I think they do it very well. And he's very good as I can't remember his name, but he's very good as Scrooge. All right, next one is Walter White versus Rick Grimes. I think this one's really good. I'd probably put it up here. Partially due to bias, I really love The Walking Dead, and I really love Breaking Bad. And so I think I understood all the references, and, I think it's very well put together. It also has really good special effects. Like, they have their own zombies and stuff, and it's super cool. I think it's just made really well. All right. Another one. I really want to put it in S, but I think I might just have to put it in A. It's Superman versus Goku. It's very good. I think I'm going to put it in S. I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of S. It is very good. They make a lot of references towards the fact that a lot of people have played Superman, how Superman is kind of boring in his powers, and they make one a super funny reference about all the characters in Dragon Ball Z being vegetables, which are very funny. If you didn't know that, look it up. It's pretty good. But it's also Superman versus Goku, and I love both those characters, so I think it's great. All right, next one is Edgar Allan Poe versus Stephen King. I like this one. I'd probably put it like right here. I think it's good. Stephen King. Edgar Allan Poe doesn't really get a chance in this one. Stephen King just destroys him. in my mind. But he does have a good first verse, so that's why I'll put it up here, because it's a good first verse. It's just he just gets destroyed by Stephen King. Next one is Bill Nye versus Sir Isaac Newton. I think this one's okay. It does have a cameo at the end, which is good, but didn't really like it as much. I don't know, just my opinion. Didn't really like it as much. All right, this one, I'll put it in S for sure. I think this one's really good. Probably put it above the Superman one, though. Right, this next one is George Washington versus William Wallace. This one's very good. It's they go hard at each other, and it's awesome. All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the Renaissance Men. Now, this is one of the reasons I'm making this video. There's a trend on TikTok of people doing the dances that the Renaissance people do. I think it's good. I never really liked it that much until, obviously, because of, like I said, TikTok. I've heard it a lot more, and it's grown on me. It's grown on me. I don't feel like the Ninja Turtles get as much as I feel like they should. Like, I don't feel like they get as much raps as I feel like they should, but pretty good. I probably put it in C, though, as far as, like, because I don't know. I could probably put it in B, like bottom of B. I don't think it's that good. I think the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the end makes it really funny, but I don't know. That's just where I would put it. I don't feel like they did that good. All right, this one is also. This one's at the top of A, probably around here. I think this one's very good. Just two people versus two people, and it's very good and like very well done, and the battling makes a lot of sense, and they go at each other. Love it. All right, this one's freaking amazing. But I put this one probably ahead of that one. The actual music video, it's made really well for it being a Lego video. But I feel because they knew that they were doing it with Legos, it made it so much better for the actual raps, like the actual battle raps, because they have like 3, I think maybe even 4 verses against each other. And it's a very long one, but it's because there's so much lore and like stuff to go through for each of these characters. It's Thor versus Zeus. I don't think I said that before. So this one's very, very good. Definitely one of my favorites. Same with this one. So probably put this one bottom. This one's very good. It's Jack the Ripper versus Hannibal Lecter. And it's just I love no, that was gonna sound weird. I was gonna say I love Jack the Ripper. I love I don't really know. There's no way for me to say that without sounding weird. But I love that genre, like the serial killer type. I love learning about serial killers and stuff like that. And so I know a lot about him, as much as we do, because obviously he was never caught. And so I feel like that's part of the reason why I like that one so much. But they have very good raps, and they do good with like Hannibal Lecter coming out in like, you know, straight jacket and stuff like that. It's super good. Oprah versus Ellen. I feel like this one's really good. I do. I'd put it in A. I'd probably put it even above that one. Yeah. I think Oprah versus Ellen is really good. I think this is one of the first, I think the first that I have up here of just the female or girl on girl. Nope, that doesn't sound right. This is the first one of the all-female cast or battle that I think I put this high, and I think this is where they found where they could do it really well, and it's really nice. All right, next one is Steven Spielberg versus Alfred Hitchcock. This one definitely goes up here. It's probably right below. This is one of those ones that has more than one person. Like, it's not just those two. It breaks open into more. They have Stanley Kubrick. Oh my god. Alfred Hitchcock versus Steven Spielberg is very good. And yeah, and then it also has Quentin Tarantino and Stanley Kubrick, and then Michael Bay is the last one. And they just go completely over the top, and it's super good. They all are like picking fun at Michael Bay, and then he comes in at the end and has a really good verse. And I think those are just really good. The ones where they have multiple people and, you know, they do it right. All right, this one, Lewis and Clark. I feel like it's top of B. I didn't really like it that much. Lewis and Clark versus Bill and Ted. I don't know. I think it's good, but didn't really like it as much. That's all. All right. Copperfield. Yeah. David Copperfield versus Harry Houdini is the next one. I don't think it's... Oh, shit. We're fucking up. All right. I think it's good. Probably put it in B, though. Probably say it's better than that. I put it like right here. Yeah, it's good. They have good good verses, but I don't know. It's not one of the best. Speaking of one of the best, I think this one goes straight up to S tier. Probably put it right above there. The RoboCop costume, amazing in this one. And they do Terminator really well too. They both have awesome verses. They go back and forth really, really tough. It's really tough to pick a winner for this one. I'd probably say RoboCop did win, but I don't know. That's just me. All right, this is Eastern philosophers versus Western. I can't remember their names right now, and I really don't feel like looking it up, honestly. But I think it's good. I think it will go probably right here. I like them, but I don't think it's amazing. I just think it's good. All right, this one also in S tier. I think this is one of the best ones. I'd actually put it like right top of A. I think. No. It deserves it. It deserves to go into S. Now I know the S tier is kind of getting a lot bigger than it might normally be for something like this. I don't know. This is my first time ever doing these, so. But I do feel like they have a lot of amazing ones, so. Like this one is also going into S tier. If you don't know, they have a Mickey Mouse cameo. Not even really a cameo because he has a whole verse. They just have like Walt Disney come in at the end and basically just proclaim that he owns everything, which Disney does. They just own almost everything in the world, and it's pretty crazy. I think it's very good. Not that they own everything. Boba Fett versus Deadpool. This one's good. Oh my god. Nope. Let's get back over there. Alright, Boba Fett versus Deadpool. This one definitely goes into A. I'll put it right here. Nope, right here. Boom. Love it. They both have really good verses. Oh my gosh. Verses. Both have very good verses. And they, I think it's a good matchup. So, actually getting down to the end here. Next one is Jrr Tolkien versus George R.R. Martin. Obviously the people who made Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. So I think it's good. Not sure where I'd put it honestly on here. I think it's better than those. Probably better. Yeah, I put it like right there. I think it's good. I like both of those franchises, so I think it's good. All right, this is another one I'm putting back into S. I'll probably put it top of A. Probably a little bit below. The only reason it's Julia Child versus Gordon Ramsay. I think Gordon Ramsay's raps are hilarious in this one. he goes so hard for no reason. I didn't really like Julia Childs. All she really comes at in this one is the fact that he's mean, and it's like everyone knows that. It doesn't really like. I don't really think you're gonna hurt his feelings by saying anything like that. So that's the only reason I didn't. That's the only one I didn't really like. Next one is Frederick Douglass versus Thomas Jefferson, and it's good. I didn't really like it as much, so probably put it in like top of B. It was okay. This one also going into S. I think it's amazing. I think it's better than that. I think it's better than that. I think that's it though. I'd probably even say it's better than that. It's really good. It's oh my god, now I'm blanking. It's James Bond versus Austin Powers, and it's just so good. They have the old Bond too in there, and it's super good. Because they just hate each other, and it's funny. Bruce Jenner versus Bruce Banner. This is one of those transform ones I was talking about where they turn into different people. I think it's pretty good. Hulk is funny. he says he wants to smash Kylie. It's funny, but I didn't really think the raps were that good. Also, Hulk doesn't really get a chance to rap. Not that he would, because obviously it's Hulk, but I don't know. I just felt like they could have given Hulk a better chance. Alright, this one also going right up to the top. This is one of those ones that is exactly like... honestly, these three are all kind of the same. So it starts out as Alexander the Great versus Ivan the Terrible, but they go through a bunch of different other people, like... I can't even think about it. Catherine the Great is the final one. I can't think of their names right now, but they go through a bunch of different ones, and it's basically just Ivan the Terrible killing all of them, and it's super funny. And then, you know, he gets owned at the end by Catherine the Great. It's pretty good. Second installment of their presidential one. It's very good. Actually, I'm not seeing the third one on here. I think this one's very good, though. So, I don't think it's better than any of these, though. I think it's better than... I think it's right there. It's Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Good, but I don't really like Abraham Lincoln's part in this one, so I don't know. That's just my opinion, but... Anyway, so next one is going to be Ash Ketchum versus Charles Darwin. I think this one, top of A. Ash is a savage in this, talking about his kids, which is pretty funny. Not that his kids died, obviously. That's not for him. I like both their verses. I think they go hard at each other, so I think it works out. Stevie Wonder versus Wonder Woman. I think it's good. I think T-Pain is really funny. I'd probably even put it above that one. I think it's good. Alright, next one. Tony Hawk versus Wayne Gretzky. This one's probably near the top of A. I think it's very good. Yeah. I'd honestly put it above. I think it's very good. A tier is getting very big because there's a lot that I think should be an A tier. Like, I might even move this one down to B to make it look nice. Also, I kind of think that's where it should be. This is my favorite one. Oh, that's how I can do it. This is my favorite one. This is Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill. It's so good. The music video is so good. The raps are so good. They go hard at each other. It's just awesome. It's so good. I don't really have any much else to say about it. I just think it's amazing. Alright. This one It's okay. I really don't think it's that good for the second version of this. I get what they were going for, trying to say like they were trying to bring everybody into it. I just don't really think it's that good. I feel like their punchlines aren't really that good for each other. And all right, Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. I think this one also goes an A. I think it's good. I think it's probably better than that. Yeah, I think that's where I'd put it. This one goes to, oh, shoot. All right, this one goes to S. I love the costumes. I love the jokes. I love Freddy Krueger and Wolverine. Those are like two of my favorite things. So the fact that they had a battle, I think the actual battle makes a ton of sense, and I think it's just really good. Next one is Guy Fawkes versus Fuck. The next one is Guy Fawkes versus Guevara. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't really know. I know a lot, not a lot, but I know about Guy Fawkes, but I didn't really know about the other guy. And look it up a little bit. It's funny. I think it's funny. I think I'd probably put it, yeah, at like top of B. Next one is Burger King versus McDonald's with a other verse from Wendy. It's good. I don't know. Next we have George Carlin versus Richard Pryor, and it also has extra verses by, what's her name? Rivers, also a comedian. God rest his soul, Robin Williams. It's very good. It also has one from Cosby, but let's just not talk about it. Even they knew at the point that I think they were probably going to give him a bigger verse, but they were like, probably shouldn't. I think it's good though. I think it's probably at the top of A, just because it has so many people. This one is Steve Irwin versus Jacques Cousteau. It's good. I'd probably put it at pretty close to the top of A. They have really good raps against each other, and it's pretty funny. Also, R.I.P. Steve Irwin. We love Steve Irwin. Next one's Mother Teresa versus Sigmund Freud. I think it's pretty good. I couldn't say that it's better than a lot of these though. Only because I really don't like Mother Teresa's verse. I think she kind of brings it down. I don't know. That's just me. Vlad the Impaler versus Dracula. They're both basically the same person, which is kind of funny. Dracula is who Vlad the Impaler is based off of, which they mention in the rap, which is funny. I think they do his voice really well, so I think that's where I'd put him. And then finally, Joker versus Pennywise. Now I would put this one all the way up here. I think it's my second favorite. I think it's amazing, and I think partially it's it's a nerdy thing. I love the Joker and I love Pennywise, and they go back and forth at each other really hard. They're actually missing 4 from this list that they just don't have. Next one would be Thanos versus Oppenheimer, which would be up here in S. It's very good. Even though Thanos is kind of cringy looking, it's super funny. And then the one after that, I believe, is the Joe Biden versus Donald Trump one. That one is also very good. It'd be up here in my top 3. I think it's really good. And then it's Luke Skywalker versus Anakin. Or no, sorry. Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter. That one would also be up here in S. It's another one of the Lego ones, and It'd probably be like right here behind this one. My most recent one is Ragnar Lodbrok versus Richard the Lionheart. It's good. I'd probably put it in A somewhere in here. I'd find a place for it. But yeah. Other than that, that's really about it. I think it's a good tier list. I think this is about when I thought of it in my head. I think this is about how I thought it would be. So yeah, this is it in all of its glory. I can even zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so this is it. I think it's a pretty good tier list. Let me know your thoughts. Love to debate. If anybody has any questions. The tier list is just on the tiermaker.com/create/epic rap battles history. Should be right up here at the top. You can type that in if you want to make your own. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Thanks for watching.